Listen, this video is probably going to be way too long, but it's very interesting. Today, they were wrapping up the Mr. Oppenheimer. That's the name of the lawyer from Afriforum. He was wrapping up his cross-examination with Julius Malema, and it was fire. It was hot. Without wasting any time, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Look at this. We start with number one, which titled Wapallo.
I'm going to ask you one.
Let me start. Okay, let's go.
I'm going to ask you one final.
I wanted us to look at this specifically at what Julius is saying. At this point, he's very annoyed at the incompetence of this guy. Listen again.
I'm going to ask you one final.
He was already annoyed because this guy is not doing a great job. Okay, from that, let's go to the second one.
That's something that's interesting. It seems that the more disorientated you get, the more rambling your testimony becomes. You lash out at me personally, accusing me of hallucinating or saying that I'm a bad lawyer.
You are a bad lawyer, Shem. It goes without saying.
Beg your pardon?
You are a bad lawyer.
I mean, that's Julius Malema. He was already annoyed at this part because the guy is asking weak questions. The guy can't even ask proper questions. He's forever following up on the answers Julius Malema gives. He never leads. They probably think he's a good lawyer because of that, but this guy was weak. Number three, a weak lawyer. He's still grilling the guy.
Why just use the blanket term white?
You know, I've litigated with Afriforum and Roots before, and they've never brought someone so weak as you. I think they've done the worst disservice to themselves. Let me tell you, every time we say white settlers, white people, white settlers in South Africa, it is in that context. So why would an American who came yesterday, my lord, be a settler? We're talking.
That's my people. That's how you bruise a lawyer's ego. He's going to go back there and he's never going to want to take any case that involves Julius Malema or EFF. I said yesterday that why did they not bring Gerinel here so that, because they call him a bull, we can have two bulls. Now already three snips in, Julius Malema has already stripped him off his profession. He's no longer a good lawyer that they brought, a great lawyer. Now he's a weak lawyer, a bad lawyer, wapal. Let's listen to number four.
Mr. Malema, the complainant has sought payment from the respondents in the sum of 500,000 rand, not to be paid to the complainant, but to be paid to an organization that combats racial hatred. Now, are you personally, Mr. Anaylze, or the EFF, able to make payment of this 500,000 rand if you were so ordered to do so?
Who's asking for payment?
The complainants in this case.
Afriforum.
Yes. Repayment made not to Afriforum, but to an organization that combats racial hatred of 500,000 rand. And I'm asking whether you personally, in other words, you're cited as a respondent personally, as is Mr. Anaylze, as is the party itself, the EFF. So separately, are those different parties able to make payment, if so ordered, of 500,000 rand?
Each 500?
It's jointly and separately.
Okay. Tell them to pay reparations first.
Damn.
Then we can consider paying that.
If they
We have no money to pay.
Yeah.
They must pay reparations first. Then we can enter into that debate.
All right.
And our reparation is nothing less than $5 trillion. That's what you owe us.
Damn.
You're asking money from people you stole from.
Yeah.
You steal from people and still go and ask money from. You are the ones who are owing us. You have eaten a lot from our land, from our minerals.
The question is a simple one. which is if this court orders you, Mr. Ndlozi, and the FF to pay 500,000 rand, will you pay it?
Well, we can't afford, my lord. We're being owed here. We can't afford.
Do you not have the money?
We can't afford. We don't have money. Give us money. You are owing us.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this? If your claim is you don't have money, I'll start with you first. Is your claim you could not personally afford to pay 500,000 rand?
Yes.
How much money do you have in your personal possession? What is your wealth?
I don't have nothing.
You have nothing.
Nothing.
Can then ask about the second case?
This guy, come on, this guy, look, he doesn't have any confidence. This thing of asking follow-up questions, that's the one that are leading him to become an imbecile. Because he's trying to prove that Julius Malema is not who he thinks he is. He doesn't stand by his views. He's a flip-flopper. And then in the middle of that, he doesn't listen to the previous answers that were answered. And then he finds himself contradicting himself as a lawyer instead of Julius being the one who's contradicting himself. He wasted the court time by asking these stupid questions. Let's listen to this. This one was a nice one. 6 minutes long. Let's go.
Yes. Simple question to you is, how do you justify holding someone today liable for crimes committed by someone else 350 years ago?
There is a saying, Yauri, bana ba tla otlwa ka bokgopo ba batswadi ba bona.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it in English. There will be an interpreter here.
He knows.
You cannot take a stolen car from your father and claim you are not a criminal. It remains a stolen car. Yes. So when you steal a car and you pass over the stolen car to your children, it makes that child a criminal as well, because it's in possession of stolen goods. Mm-hmm. And that child passes that car, or doesn't even pass that car. He sells that car to go and buy another car with the money of stolen goods. It remains a stolen good, the property you bought. With the money stolen, got from a stolen goods, you are in possession of stolen property. Return it, please. Your parents have left you a very bad name, and don't blame it on us. But I asked a question earlier. Reparations are paid.
I'd like to stop you right there. Why I have the name that I have is that my grandparents fled Nazi Germany and sought refuge in South Africa in the 30s to avoid extermination. Now, the witness has brought up my name, and I will use the opportunity to respond to it.
I never brought your name.
You did.
I never brought your name. I've never brought your name.
Perhaps
Sorry, guys. Let's go back to this thing. I want to understand this guy better. He's catching feelings already.
why I have the name that I have is that my grandparents fled Nazi Germany and sought refuge in South Africa in the 30s to avoid extermination. Now, the witness has brought up my name, and I will use the opportunity to respond to it.
I never brought your name.
You did.
I
You
never
said
brought
my
your name. I've never brought your name.
Perhaps I have a solution to this. The witness testified at least 3 times yesterday that when he says you, I'm talking about your client, 3 times. The second point is we're getting into a debate, and perhaps it's an opportune time for us to take the tea break as well.
Yes, my lord, let's take the tea agenda.
I want to ask to complete on this one. Are you completed on this question? Because I wouldn't want to take further stuff on the tea.
Yes, well then let's finish the question. When you said your name, are you referring to my surname of Oppenheimer?
You see, if he's going to be personal with me like that, I'm going to take a big issue.
Yeah.
I've never brought Oppenheimer's name. I don't even know his name. I don't know. I've never, my Lord, called him by name. I've always referred to him as you, and I clarified it that I'm referring to a client.
Of course.
When you said your name, what are you referring to?
What do you mean?
You testified now, your name. Now, what are you referring to?
Your name, Oppenheimer.
No, I'm asking you. I'm giving you an opportunity to explain what it is you mean. You said your name. Explain what you mean.
Perhaps. If I can assist Your Lordship,
Yes.
the witness clearly struggling with the reference to your name. So the witness's testimony earlier was, your fathers, your parents have left you a bad name.
Yes.
And now witness perhaps now has
Okay.
context of what is meant, and then perhaps he can respond.
Yes, my Lord. When I say your name, I mean them as white people.
The Afriforum.
Your parents have left you a bad name. So that is the context I'm using it. So please, if you are going to be a legal representative, you are going to have to reduce yourself from this case as an individual. Remove your emotions and deal with me as a professional. Because if you are going to come to me as a personal person, individually, I will no longer look at you as a professional.
Yeah.
I will decisively deal with you as an individual.
Sheesh. And you think he's angry, but he's not at this moment.
There's confusion when it comes about the systemic issues and the individual issues. I think try and make sure that you stick to one of them at a particular time, because they keep coming backwards and forward. At one stage it was a systematic problem about dispossession, and then it then came to examples about stealing of motor vehicles by individuals. And I think that's where the whole confusion comes up, and then we just end up.
He's a
with
bad
this
lawyer,
whole
this guy.
debate. So try and make sure that you do that distinction on your questions.
My point is that why this line of questioning is to show that what's being done is to hold individuals liable for the sins of their fathers, as the witnesses testified. And I appreciate the clarity. In other words, when he says your name, he means the bad name of white people, and he's not referring to my surname. And I take that evidence as it is stated.
But my Lord, I was interrupted here on a point of reparations. We have seen countries paying reparations, generations way after those crimes were committed to those nations. The current generation taking responsibility for the sins committed by generations centuries ago. And that argument has never arisen. That no, why are you blaming us? Why are we the ones who are paying for the sins of our parents? So this matter that why are we paying for the sins of our parents or grandparents as the current generation is neither here nor there.
Mr. Oppenheimer, that's his name. Mr. Oppenheimer, he's out of reach. I mean, he's a lawyer and already he's getting personal. You're talking about my name. If they are saying that it's his way of trying to find a loophole, that's a bad way of trying to do it. Already he's catching feelings talking about, are you referring to me? I mean, you are a lawyer, for God's sake. You're not there to be personal. You are there to be cross-examining Julius Malema. They give you such a big piece, and all you do is just to be personal. They must be very ashamed of this guy, wherever they are. I'm sure even Gerinel is regretting putting this guy on the spot.
Who tortured this mother and daughter to death and then wrote the words, kill the boar in blood. Were they in a position of power over those two women?
My Lord, we don't know if they are farmers. We don't know their social standing. We don't know their relationship to the means of production. And at the face value, if you present it like that without those facts to me, it's murder.
Now that just shows me how sick and twisted your ideological position is. You've said in order to work out whether there's a power relationship, you need to know if those women are working class. That is outrageous.
I had to pause this. The fact that he's saying how sick and twisted you are, just know Julius is preparing a bombshell. He's becoming aggressive, this lawyer, and you can't become aggressive to Julius Malema. The answer that's going to come out of this, It's not going to be good for him.
It's so obvious to every person in this court that a person who tortures another person to death exercises power over them, and you will not acknowledge that. Can you not see the problem with that?
No, your definition of power is so naive and shallow.
Yeah.
I talk power in terms of the relationship to the means of production.
Yes.
And I'm saying to you, my Lord, any person in that position of the ownership of the means of production cannot go and do the things you are saying they've done. I don't know those people. You have not told me who they are. You have not told me, and all I know is that it's people who killed the people in the farm and road killed the farmer. I don't know their social standing.
At this point, I think it's Julius Malema 6, Mr. Lawyer 0. Okay, now Julius says he's going to be the president of this country.
Being elected into government. Do you currently run any municipalities, for example?
I'm going to be president of this country, whether you like it or not. And I will preside over the affairs of this country, including presiding over you. I think you must start adjusting to that reality. The sooner you do that, the less chest pains you'll have when that reality comes.
Hey.
What chest pains would result?
Racist chest pains.
I put it to you, Mr. Malema, that, again, for a party that is at 10%, there just doesn't appear to be any possibility of you being president of this country.
Your party that you represent has got no any percentage you can talk about, because it will never even try.
Do they call it?
Our people will reject a
Of course.
racist party like the one you represent. But just to help you, the EFF's existence in this country has put the ANC below 50% in the last local government elections and has taken away, through coalition governments, metros in South Africa, in Joburg, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, Nelson Mandela, including in eThekwini, something that nobody thought will happen even before the ANC turns 30 years. You may think 10% is insignificant, but it's a very huge percentage, and we are the only party that is growing in South Africa amongst the three parties. We have never declined in any election.
Oppenheimer better be prepared, because once he is the president, it's not going to be easy for him.
Is it a song sung by the EFF?
My Lord, the EFF cannot expropriate this song without compensation. It belongs to the struggle. It's a struggle song.
Is it a song that the EFF sing?
We sing it, yes,
You sing
but it's not, to coin it an EFF song, that's being short-sighted. It comes long before that. But secondly, my Lord, these things that are painted here in red, firstly, I don't know who painted them. Secondly, I don't know if this is a pro-EFF supporter. What if it's Roots who painted these things? Because there is competition amongst white farmers. So it can't be entirely correct. What if the perpetrator and the murderer used this to divert attention from the actual suspect so that police are following the wrong lead? You are a lawyer. Please do better than that.
That sounds incredibly conspiratorial. In other words, if we are faced with two options, the one option is that someone who says Viva Malema and Viva Juju, referring to you, and uses words sung by the EFF, intends to intimidate and harm white farmers. And the other one is a conspiratorial view that Ernst Roots himself
Yes.
is painting on these walls in
Yes.
order to try and set you up. I would say that is an entirely improbable view.
You are using wrong words as a lawyer. You must be clever than that. I'm saying not to set me up. I'm saying to divert the possible direction of investigation. So you kill my Lord, and then you drop an EFF T-shirt, so that the natural suspect should be the EFF, while the real perpetrator is free because he diverted you. We don't know if the court in this case where people were killed arrived at a conclusion that indeed these were EFF people. We don't know that these people were caught and they are EFF members. We are shown an article here with a picture which we don't know where it was taken. We don't know if it's real. So it can't be correct.
I'd be very surprised if Afriforum wins this case because the way Mr. Oppenheimer has been conducting himself, it leaves much to be desired. I mean, many can argue that he has his own way of doing it, and Julius Malema is going to find himself in trouble along the way. But come on, man. This indeed is a short-sighted man. Let's pledge.
Could, at some future date, call for the slaughter of white people.
What will necessitate that?
You tell me.
I don't know. Why would I do that?
You've said you could do it in the future. Is that correct?
I can't guarantee that I can't do it or I won't do it.
So right now,
So I'm
if I
not
asked
ruling
you to
out that
pledge-
possibility.
If I asked you to pledge, to say, I will never call for the slaughter of white people, would you make that pledge?
I will do it with ease.
Make that pledge.
Why would I do that?
I'm asking you to make that
I
pledge.
don't.
You said, I will do it. with
I won't
ease."
do it.
Make the pledge.
I won't do it.
You won't do it.
Yes.
I understand.
But this is obvious. It seems to me the bigger picture here is that Afriforum and their lawyer, they want to put Julius Malema on spot for him to denounce everything, to come here, just like he's saying that, can you pledge? Do it there on the stand. Can you do it? The main picture is that they have this view of that the whole world is watching, and there is this picture of the brutalities and everything, and then in these allegations, if Julius stand there and say, I pledge, I say this, then the whole world will be watching, and then in turn they will say, definitely, these things are there, they exist. But now because Julius Malema has pledged there, has stand there on the in court on the stand and pledged, definitely he's against them, he's denouncing them, but they were in existence. I mean, it's easy to see that. The fact that he said, I won't do it, is bravo to him, because such things, you can't ask someone to be pledging there. I mean, come on, man. The bad lawyer. It's already 9-0. It's a big score. Next video.
And that is antithetical to building a nation founded on the values of reconciliation and of healing. It's divisive and it's racist.
He gave me a long speech. I don't know what is the question, my lord. He's addressing a political rally of some sort.
Yeah.
Mr. Malema, is
What's
it
your
the case?
question?
I'll ask you a very simple question. Is it the case that you hold white people as a group liable for the sins of their fathers?
Yes. Yes, correct.
Now, I'm putting it to you that that is racist. That if individual black people were held accountable for the sins of other people who happen to share their melanin counts, there are black people that you will accept have committed the crimes of murder, rape, theft. It would be improper to make a claim that all black people are murderers, thieves, and rapists. That it would be racist to do so. Do you accept that?
My brother, when the white people came here and took our land, they didn't come and take our land as an individual. They took it as settlers and then pushed us to a land that is not even productive.
Of course. Okay. You've met a different person.
So then, in other words, the complainant's case.
You won't be able to hear this guy because this audio was a bit down.
I don't read racist Bibles. I don't read racist Bibles.
Let's just pause there for a second.
Ooh, look at this look here. Look at this guy here. It's like it hit on the chest. Let's take it from here. Look at his reaction.
I don't read racist Bibles.
No.
I don't read racist Bibles.
Look at this guy. Jesus Christ.
Let's just pause there for a second. I've noticed you have a certain habit, which is that when things get difficult for you, you start alleging racism. All right, that's part of your strategy.
You will never be difficult to me. Not you, not those who came before you. None of you can be difficult to me. You have met a different animal here. Never.
Let's proceed. So at page 280 of the book, it says, meanwhile, the Malema supporter.
He definitely took offense at this. And after taking offense, that's a meme. After taking offense, he tries to corner Julius. Julius answered and he says, okay, let's move on. Damn, man. How many scores do they have to score you? 11. Dang.
That year.
I put it to you that people that listen to songs can understand the meaning of those songs and they can receive them as commands.
It's not true. Africans, at least I can speak for Africans, my Lord. Africans don't get command through song. We've always had warriors who led wars of dispossession. We've had our leaders who went underground, who were militarily trained. Never did OR or Nelson or Thabo Mbeki or anyone who came after them and before gave an instruction through song. The ANC January 8 statement, my Lord, became popular because that's where command was always given, not the song.
Look, man. It's like, bring it on, man, bring it on.
I'm still to wait for example where the masses of our people were given an instruction through song to go and attack.
Okay, 2 videos remaining.
Supporter pages that are in your name, is that correct? On Facebook.
I don't know how Facebook work. I don't know if these are supporters or these are Facebookers or what. I don't know.
So let me ask you pages that are in your name, is that correct?
I must say what?
Those are supporter pages on Facebook.
I don't know how Facebook work. I don't know if these are supporters or these are Facebookers or what. I don't know.
So let me ask you this then. These comments are made on one of these pages, not alleging that you own the page or that you have control of the page, but will you denounce these statements?
What if these comments are written by Roots?
Written by?
What if they are written by Roots? What if these comments are written by Roots, my Lord? Because Facebook, like any other social media pages, you can develop a fake account and spread hatred and lies. Now you are subjecting this court and all of us to rumor mongering and gossip that derives from one, my Lord, a Facebook account of Julius Malema. We can sit here confidently because they've not led any evidence to prove that is my page. One, you are being made to sit here to discuss comments on a fake Facebook account. That is discrediting this court and ridiculing this court. To come here with an account that is not confirmed, that it's an authentic account, and subject this court to discuss comments passed on a fake account. That is undermining all of us.
Okay, let's finish off with Mr. Roots, the guy who wrote a book that is being used there. Referencing a book. I mean, come on. Before I even pressed this video, I almost forgot. So Roots, this guy Roots, is part of these people who brought Julius Malema here to court. And he wrote a book. They are referencing that book. Each time they're talking about these political matters, these matters, they're talking about these farm matters, the Boers, the Duwili Bunu. They are referencing this book by Roots. If you look at it, Roots is selling this book. I mean, this is impossible. Roots is selling this book, and they are referencing it to say that chapter what, page what, this is what Roots says, and then because Roots says this, we think Julius Malema, you need to respond this. I mean, they are selling this book in court, in front of millions of people, putting Julius Malema on stand, and he needs to answer to this book from Roots. Come on, man. Could they have not come with a better marketing strategy than this? I mean, they are going to sell a lot of books. Definitely going to sell. I'm not going to buy it. They're going to sell lots of books. But to come to court, subject witnesses to this book, which in other look, you are selling this book. People are going to be saying, let's go and buy this book from Roots. Let's go and buy it because it says 1, 2, 3. Inside that book, as much as they are saying 1,000 people came, witnesses came, they have referenced these people in the book, 1,000 of them. Not every individual that comes to you and says, I know this, I've experienced this and this, have actually experienced it. Some of them will be reaching. They will be just coming there to say, I've went through 1, 2, 3, just to paint someone wrong or to paint them bad. And the fact that they are bringing this book, my God, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, listen to this.
Would you denounce the content of the thoughts, not him?
Sorry.
Come again?
Would you denounce the content of what he... Would you denounce the content of the thoughts, not him?
Come again?
Would you denounce the content of what he said, but not him?
I don't know if that is the real thing. You know, I told you, my brother, I've got a problem with Roots' book.
Yes.
Because Roots is not a known scholar.
Yeah.
It's a known racist. It's not known for books.
Mr. Malema, it's an amazing approach that you have towards scholarship. This book has 1,000 notes in it.
1,000?
Has 1,000 footnotes in it. In other words, the allegations that are made in the book are backed up with 1,000 external sources. And your approach is to say, I'm not even going to look at the book because I am going to deem Mr. Roots a racist. That's not a scholarly approach.
I see what Mr. Roots did. Mr. Roots is using innocent white people who are genuinely scared because of the levels of crime in this country to scare them.
Correct.
Through selling that book. That this is what is happening, kill the boy, you're going to die, buy the book and read it, this is how it's going to happen. That's how they survived. That's how they make money.
There's a very simple alternative
you are here
explanation
to
for that.
promote Roots' book at my Lord's expense. The courts are too busy. They should be dealing with serious matters, not this type of books where people are perpetuating hatred. How do you sit and choose such a book? Roots is not a known scholar, man.
Roots is not a known scholar. I mean, I said it. It's not right that they're using this guy's book and intend they're promoting it for everyone to buy it and coming to court questioning Julius Malema and referencing this book. I mean, come on. Julius Malema is done. Mr. Oppenheimer tried his best. My own opinion is that, my man, you tried. You still have time. You can do better. I'm sure there are going to be more cases that you can look at, but this one is definitely a no. How many videos did you have? We had 14 of them, so he already got 14-0, a beating. Even yesterday, he got a beating. There is no way that he's going to win this case. I do not believe that unless something happens. There is no way that he's going to win this case. He was just about follow-up question after question. I mean, given the big fish, given the head of the party, the head of EFF, everyone is looking for him. Everyone wants a piece of him. They give you a piece of Julius Malema on a plate, a silver plate, and say, there is Julius Malema. Take him. Julius goes there and stand there. All you do is, I'm surprised. Well, let me ask you a question. Well, let me do this. Julius was right when he said,
Can I ask you one
he was
final-
right. This guy Wapalula. How can you do this? It's an own goal. How can you lose a case like that? It's not done, but he already lost. How can you be like that? You're given a chance to finally bring Julius down, because that's what they want. They are like, bring this guy down. They give you a Julius Malema. He's there alone. All you can do is ask follow-up questions. You're
That's
not going to win
interesting.
with that.
It seems that the more disorientated you get, the more rambling your testimony becomes. You lash out at me personally, accusing me of hallucinating or saying that I'm a bad lawyer.
You are a bad lawyer, Chef.
It
Ah,
strikes
it
me
goes
that-
without saying.
Beg your pardon?
You are a bad lawyer.
Yeah, you are a bad lawyer.
Yes.
Guys, it's the end of the road for Julius Malema case that we've been covering. Thank you for watching and being there with us, and I appreciate you guys clicking the subscribe and like button, because at the end of the day, Daily Updates needs to grow, and we have to provide these videos from now, give you the content now and then, bring you the content. I mean, we still have a few issues with YouTube that we need to sort out. Hopefully we're sorting them out this month. And then after sorting them out, there are going to be more videos than we are currently saving you guys. So follow us, social medias and everywhere, but the main one is YouTube. Follow us, subscribe on YouTube. Every video, if you are there, I'm happy. Thank you for watching, guys. Until next time. Cheers.